Brothers in Arms story time with random facts as well. And today's episode, as you can see up top there, we have got Potter's Hill Camp 127 and 296, which for those of you who don't know, that is in High Green, Sheffield, and Camp 127 is a prisoner of war camp. So without further ado, we will jump straight into it. And we will start off with a little bit of inside information. So, Potter's Hill Camp, as you can see, little buildings like this, and where's the other one? I do apologise. And there we are, just like that. A little bit more insight information. Back in, let me just double check my fact sheet because I've got it right here. In 1945, Potter's Hill Camp was both an Italian labour camp, it was listed as a Italian working camp. It says as well as Labour Battalion till at least late 1945, and then after 1945 it was used as a German working camp. Not much is known about what happened to the Germans that was here, but I'm assuming from the fact that they made sure that there was nothing left of said camp, that it can't have been good. That is just speculation. Obviously, if you guys watching the videos know any more or have an insight, if you have family from who are still alive from way back when, like grandparents or great grandparents, if they are still alive and can remember that time. Yeah, it'd be nice to see it in the comments. If you've got any questions as well, just drop it in the comments, and I will do my best to respond. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Liking the video lets me know that you like the content that we're bringing, and subscribing means you will also get to see future content uploading. Obviously, we do vlogs as well. We do vlogs, and on the vlog channel I've got these videos. So yeah, let's jump straight on into it. England 1945. This young chap is one of the Italian children that was housed in the camp as well. So just so you know, it was an open camp, so they did have, they had little jobs that they were doing, even though they were prisoners. Some of them had families. Some of them, once they was liberated, obviously the war had ended and they were told that they could go home. Some did, some didn't. Here's a little map. As you can see, Potter Hill is the area in the centre there. All of that was a POW camp, which is now a primary school, which I will go into in just a second. We also have this aerial shot used in the background, and this aerial shot right here. This was taken by the Americans, Allied forces, because they used the base as well. They used the camp for their operations. Forward. So what you are seeing is the documents that I have found. So Camp 127 and 296, which is Potter Hill and Ravenfield. So we've got Prisoner of War, I Green 77. I just love doing videos at night. So yeah, we've got most information. So before the camp in 1936, it was fields, which is true. POW camp listed as Italian working camp for Labour Battalion at least till the late 1945. Then a German working camp, but not much can be found. Not much has been found on that, so not entirely sure what happened. Camp was inspected on the 14th of November 1945 by the International Red Cross. Then we can see there various memories can be found. Sheffield Forum. Oh Jesus, I can't stop bloody yawning. Every single time I record do I start yawning. Do apologise, guys. Says here, I was told by other locals that the camp was used to billet American soldiers prior to D-Day, and then used as a prisoner camp for Italian prisoners. Had the Italian prisoners painted the inside of St Mary's Church, which is just round the corner from me. And that the Americans were there. They used to go training in Westwood, which again is our local woods. There's bunkers and bits of everything under there anyway. Okay, try again, now I'm not yawning. Let's see, so Westwood, one of the Italian POWs was concreting roads that became the new Parsons Cross estate that is near Eckersfield, which is true. There were German prisoners for a short while until 3 of them did a runner. They were caught about a mile down the road by a local bobby. Now, a local bobby is a local policeman, by the way. Just English terms. Subcamp hostels, High Melton, possible site just north of High Melton on Sheep Lane, next to Melton Wood. Thryberg, which was on Ravenfield, Woolley, Highland, and Barnsley Road, Doncaster. Now we've got Camp Commandment 1945, Major R. Coolhurst. Camp Commandant, yeah, 1947, Lieutenant Colonel W.J. Arnold from the East Lancashire Regiment. After the camp, some structures and facilities were used after the war's end for public housing, which is true. My nan, her auntie lived in one until it was taken down, which by the early 60s there was no longer the case, and all remains were concrete roads and some foundations. Traces of the camp have been completely eradicated by more recent development that started in the late 60s to 2019 residential areas. So what really happened for them to need to eradicate everything that was there? Very strange. What was that? Entries for Potter's Hill often mention Brackenhill Camp, but they are separate. So, not found much on these camps either. There's one near the Acorn pub, one a bit further down on Burncross Road. Only one I can find is Potter's Hill. So, what's that about it? Brackenhill and Potter's Hill are two different camps. Brackenhill is at Burncross, Potter's Hill is at High Green. The roads around Brackenhill are Chapel Road, Burncross Road and Brackenhill, and Springwood on the other side. So Springwood is not that far from me. To get to Potter's Hill, you go down Charlton Brook, then up Potter Hill Lane. Nearest side to Brackenhill. This message is confirmed by several others about there being two camps, which, yes, it has been confirmed there were more than just the one camp. The site is only a mile or so from Potter's Hill. Serial numbers, obviously. The site is now a school playing field, which I went to that school. So I can confirm it is a playing field, with God knows what buried underneath it. In fact, on this one you can see the school here. So on here, all this was the camp. So anyway, right, Ravenfield Park Camp Rotherham, so that isn't far either, which was a sub-camp for Potter's Hill. Prisoner of War Camp from 1939 to 1948. Project report by Roger J.C. Thomas. Ravenfield Park Camp Rotherham, Yorkshire. Amendment 4. Type 1945. Comment, used to be farmland. Listed Dieberg, the nearby village in the ICRC inspection report below. Ravenfield Hall was located at SK 483955, so I'm assuming that is a point reference to a map. Ordnance Survey 1956, so some bits have changed obviously, I know. There was a camp newspaper, the Ferry, issued fortnightly. The IWM have a copy from February 1948. Now, the latest date for this camp still being open into 1948, which is when they were used to house Germans. So you can see on the left hand side there is POW postcard 28th of June 1948 in German to Berlin. As we go further down in the paperwork that I found, we've got Working Battalion 127 Italians, which is up here in high green. Camp address Italian Labour Camp 127, Commandment Major R. Coolhurst and ADJ Lieutenant Slack. Camp leaders Potters Hill D. Maro M. Marascalo. Serial number is 175897, and Tomasini FSM, and that is 497831. We've got High Melton. We've got Nicolodi Eligio, I'm not entirely sure how to say that. Maresk 240949, and Brigante Antonio SMJ 81788. So I'm assuming that the others were part of command, and that one was a soldier. Thyberg had Giuseppe Maresk 495584. Definitely not saying his first name under no circumstances. And then they also had Tedesco Mikel SMJ 49809. Woolley had Rago Fidel SMJ 209660, and Sposito Luigi Sergeant. Right, so these are their ranks from what I can gather, because that one there is a sergeant. 209665, unless SMJ is Sergeant Major and this is just Sergeant. Who could be sure, but these are their serial numbers. Highland, which is just over the road, probably about 15 minutes away. Barrowe Mario SMJ, so I'm assuming it's Sergeant Major, which is 122522, and also a D Mauro Rocco SJT, so that must be a sergeant. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. 118912. Barnsley Road Camp Doncaster is Tyler Eliodoro SMJ, which is 497822, and Troiano Suro or Cairo, could be wrong, SJT 285559. They had the Italian officers as well, which is Barsarelli, Tanetti Chaplain 26050, and Mandela Tanetti Doctor 209065. Capacity was built for around 2,000 men. The camps actually contained, as a total, 1,145 Italian prisoners distributed in the following way: Potters Hill 392, High Milton 240, Barnsley Road Doncaster 74, Hoyland 71, Woolley 80, Triberg 222, living in local housing was 55, and in hospital was 11. Prisoners working for the Ministry of Supplies was 251, and the Ministry of War was 336, so that would be prisoners working alongside our War Office to help him find and tell us the information we needed. In agriculture was 224, transportation was 32, off work 3, ill 81 for various illnesses, in transit was 110, and permanently with the camp, so they were never allowed to leave that camp, was 108 prisoners. And we've got on the right hand side of the paperwork, we have got the 240 prisoners of High Milton are warrant officers, sergeants and sergeants majors. Makes sense. SM, sergeant major, now that makes sense. Who asked to work. This camp is also used as a repatriation centre. 3,000 prisoners of this category have passed through. General information. This camp, built at the beginning of the war by the municipality. Sorry, I do have dyslexia, by the way, and I struggle with reading. Everything just blends into one word. Let's try it with my glasses on as well. Of Sheffield to place local people in case of air raids is located on a hill 10 kilometres from Sheffield. Good to know. The buildings are made of bricks, and the kitchens and the refectories are very well arranged. Steam, electricity, refrigerator, etc. A large hut is used as a chapel or movie theatre. Each of the 44 barracks contains 6 rooms as well as a WC and toilets. For the prisoners who remain in the camp, there are 9 beds per room. For the prisoners in transit, 6. All areas are lit with electricity and are heated by small stoves. Firefighting equipment is in place, bed linen is excellent, and the prisoners have 8 bathtubs and showers with hot water 4 times per week. Not bad at all for the time and the war that was happening. Food, okay, so we've got no complaints were presented about the food up until now. The reduction in rations has not had an unfavourable effect. 3 meals are served per day. Men who work away from the camp take a packed lunch. So, menu for 14th of November 1945. This is what they was eating in the camp. So breakfast they had milk, marmalade and bread. For you guys that don't know, marmalade is just like you spread it on a sandwich. It's not very nice. Lunch they had tea, milk, and in camp meat and potatoes. For workers who were out, they had sandwiches. For dinner they had pasties, peas, sausages and roast potatoes. Basically they farmed what they eat. So they were farming potatoes, they were farming vegetables. So if they farmed it and it was ready, you're good to go. Medical care is an interesting one. Now, did they have the best care? Let's find out. let's face it, during that time, did anybody really have the best of care? Because it was very difficult with getting supplies everywhere. So the infirmary very well managed at Potter's Hill, which was up here, is under the direction of the Italian lieutenant doctor, who also visits the hostel at Thrillberg. I don't bloody know. Correct me if how I'm saying this. Is it Thrillberg? Is it Thryberg? I have no bloody idea. 3 times per week. So the 5 other hostels are entrusted to local English doctors. Oh, how very generous of them. They're prisoners, and we'll just entrust English doctors to look after them. It's nice, isn't it? Give them the freedom to move around, and then they get arse on about English doctors. I would too. They're not very good. Shh. Don't let them know. The Doctor Lieutenant Mandela also worked as dentist in a very well equipped dentist's surgery. He's assisted by 4 medical members of staff. The infirmary has 13 beds for patients, 2 isolation rooms, and all the necessary buildings, 2 bathrooms, etc. The doctors state that health and nutrition is good. The relatively large number of patients of Battalion 81 is explained by the fact that they are mainly prisoners being repatriated for health reasons and who are passing through the camp. 5 to 6 patients are present at the daily medical visit, and medical examination takes place each month. So yeah, fair point. They have decent care, can't complain. Better treated in English camps than they are in any other prisoner of war camp across world, Let's see what we got on the left hand side of page 4. Should be interesting. So, on November 14th, 1945, the following 5 cases were having treatment at the hospital. Okay, so this needed a hospital visit. A strained foot, that needed a hospital visit. Strap it up and get on with it. Alright. Gastric, depends what type of gastric problem it is, because if it's just a simple bellyache, you get over it. Knee wounded, literally a knee wounded by accident. I mean, let's face it, my kids fall over at school most times and we get bump notes near enough every bloody week. And this guy's whinging about his knee being wounded. He'll get over it. Problems with circulation. So if you've got circulation problems, risk of blood clots and all that, get them checked. Always. Psychopathic. Should he have been treated in hospital for being a psychopath? Starting to think they should have just popped him off. He's a risk to everybody else. There were no cases of epidemic or serious illness. Shit. There are less epidemics than we've got fucking now. Bastards. A man committed suicide by hanging the day before being repatriated because he had received bad news from home. Wartime, can't understand that one. Not to mention France and Italy got absolutely obliterated during the war, so we can kind of see that one ending badly. Yeah, not a nice way to go. The day before being, we've already been about 27 prisoners, often sick, were declared suited for light work, office, etc. by British doctors. Like all prisoners, the medical personnel are free in the evenings. Okay. Clothing. The prisoners are very well dressed in clothing which is in good condition. The same for their shoes. They arrange their own cleaning. Nice. Having sufficient hot water and soap. Fair enough. So they've got, got hot water, got soap. What could you ask for? Got decent clothing, so they ain't gonna freeze. Because we are literally on top of a bloody hill up here, straight off to Pennines. So as soon as it starts snowing up there, we get it, and it bloody freezes. Work and pay. Okay, so they actually got paid for the work as well. So the prisoners that work around the camp earn 9 to 10. I want to say. What currency were it back then? Were it pounds or were it pounds back in World War II? Pounds or shillings? Well, I'm assuming. Because all this has got is a slash and a. There we go then. They got between 9 and 10 shillings each week. That's how much they earn. I don't even know how much that is. I mean, I've got a shilling. It's in the safe. Each week, and can send money to their families. So Italian prisoners, they could send money back to Italy for their families. They were, however, advised that it takes a long time to send that over there, for obvious reasons, being part way through the war. They are transported to their workplace, leaving the camp at 0700 in the morning and returning at 1700 hours in the evening. After dinner they are free until 2200 hours, so they have a bit of recce time, so they can do whatever, so they can just chill out after doing 7 till 5. 7 till 5. So what we've got, canteens. The prisoners have a canteen, and in spite of the lack of goods and low prices, the welfare fund exceeds the £200 planned for the camp of its size. Each prisoner is given 35 cigarettes per week and can buy an additional 5. Well, what else are you going to do? You're a prisoner. Okay, religious services. The chaplain rarely visits the different hostels. He regularly holds mass in the camp and exerts a good influence among the prisoners. Let's face it, everyone turns to religion in a time of, when you think you ain't going nowhere. So it was good that they had something to keep them going, I suppose, other than pictures of their family back home, or if they got new family while they were here. So leisure. The prisoners have a football field and footballs. Well, they also playing cards and a jeu de dames or dams. Help me out with this one, guys. I have no idea. Some sort of game, and I have no idea what it is. I'll have to look into that as well. Chess, etc. So the library had approximately 250 volumes of whatever they had, but it does not seem possible to organise lessons. On the other hand, film shows take place twice per month. Today, for the first time, an Italian film was played. So, they eventually got round to showing them a film that they all understood. Correspondence. This works perfectly well by paying five, I'm assuming shillings or £5. 5D, any ideas? 5D, any ideas? This it says by paying 5 with a D at the end of it. Whatever that currency is, right there. Could be dollars. No idea. The prisoners can send their letters by airmail as well. Conclusion: excellent camp in all respects. The head of the camp and the two Italian officers did not have any complaints to raise. So I should think so as well. How dare they? And as I showed you in the opening scene, these were the places where they stayed. These were the prison huts. These were taken in 1964. These. I don't think that's bad.
How many shillings did you say that we got?
Between 9 and 10. So, as for that,
D is 1 sixpence.
one sixpence.
So there's 6 pennies.
Six.
So D is same as sixpence or pennies.
So they got 5.
So we got
They got whatever they got.
yeah.
They got whatever they got paid, and they had to like it. They were in prison. That was the end of it.
Yeah. The symbol S is for shilling and D is for pence.
Right.
So we got
They got between 9 and 10 shillings, and then 5 pennies.
so we got 5D.
Yeah.
With pence, got 5 pence.
You know. I think they got ripped off there.
So 1 guinea.
Come again?
1 guinea
A guinea?
equals 1 pound.
Basically, they ain't getting paid shit.
1 pound and 1 shilling was 21 shillings.
Jesus.
Which is 1 pound and 5 pence in today's money.
Fair enough. Yeah, so quick history there on Potter's Hill Camp 127.
A 1 pound coin was called a sovereign and was made of gold. A paper pound was called a quid. That's why we call our pounds, pound coins are quid.
Fair enough. Yeah, we'll cover that one in another one. Because we have some really weird words for different things.
A shilling was often called a
Well, everyone knows that.
What's before Bob? 4 shilling.
Yeah, because everyone says, oh, I'll have 10 bob,
Mm. Sixpence is 2.5 pence.
Right, so, anyway. Before she starts getting me to mention different currencies and what they're bloody called, because they all had stupid names. We'll do that in a different video. But yeah, as you can see, they did have families, which you can quite clearly see from the picture here. They had families in these little huts. But yeah, we'll cover what they used to make up here as well in a video. But yeah, we will see y'all in the next video. Let us know in the comments what you think we should cover next.